everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show. Episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm super excited. Let me actually put Rita up there, and I'll put myself down here so I can hold some of you guys up a little bit higher than myself today here. Listen, and over here is a very special guest, and it is Elise Wiggins. You're going to hear a lot from her today because she's actually our very designated special guest here joining us on this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have Rita Garnto. I want you, Rita, if you will, to unmute yourself. And are you already unmuted? Tell everybody what they can expect to hear in a nutshell from you today on this episode of Freestyle Friday.
Well, Kim, thank you. Well, the struggle is real. Let's face it. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, what kind of job you have, whether you're married, you have kids, whatever. The struggle is real, and we make the solution very complicated. But today, I'm going to make that solution for stress overload just a little more simple and give you lots of good tips that you can slide into your day.
You know what? Now, anytime Rita is talking about sliding into your day, we are in for a treat. So I want to see.
Look at my sign, right?
You know what? I would say it kind of reminded me of how, like, Ellen on her show. Because you would be like, we're just going to slide into our day. So we're going to slide into our day here today with Rita Garnto, our full self-care expert. And Camille, if you would, please tell everybody what they can expect to hear from you today as our vision expert.
Absolutely, Kim. So today I'm going to talk about why it is very powerful to just sit back and take a pause in order to see our visions through. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So it kind of ties in a lot with what Rita is about to talk about. Very interesting.
I think it's actually going to, and I already know your topics, right? So each of you tell me your topics, so you don't have a clue that everything that you all are doing today is going to build upon each of your stories. So I am super thrilled about you not even knowing that. And here on Freestyle Friday, you know as well, it's going to be an opportunity for you all to just chime in and ask questions of the experts. You can also type topics that you want to talk about, and we're going to have some of those conversations here on Freestyle Friday. Now, Elise, unmute yourself. I know you're new today to Freestyle Friday, and you're like, girl, I was just going to be a guest. I didn't know I live right here with Gary Pop. You said, tag, I am a team player. I will come on Freestyle Friday, and you showed up. So tell us what you're going to talk about today.
So first of all, I'm grateful to share this platform with you wonderful ladies. Thank you for having me here. Today, I'm going to talk about how to overcome burnout. What happens when you feel like this is it? This is all. So burnout for moms and caregivers.
Woo! Mine. Wow. Everybody should be sharing the broadcast, tagging friends. Let's see how many of you are willing to go ahead and at least invite 10 or so of your friends into today's discussion. How to avoid burnout. Do you know how many mothers need to hear this? I know quite a few, so I'll be sharing it with a lot of groups, okay? So listen, we're going to take a commercial break and who's here? Go ahead, Mackenzie. Mackenzie backstage. Pop some of the comments in if we have some. Hello, the Dr. Tina Ramsey Show. Make sure that you all tune into her show. She's also the owner of CTR Media Network, and we're excited. Hey, I was gonna say, tell that person we can see them. I'm like, wait. I'm like, Hey, we see your whole body.
The struggle is real.
I'm like, we see your back skin. Oh, and we can't act like we don't see it. Well, Camille, like, I'm not
telling
acting.
you, Elise, the struggle is
Camille, I need simple self-care, Camille, please.
Camille, I said, Camille, like, what? She's not joking.
Here, Elise, we got a book for you. Give me your address, I'll send you a book.
But she real cute though, right? So she knows she look good. It ain't no need, at least, to fuss. I can tell you that. This show is about how you balance life. So I can tell you right now, she can be a part of the broadcast. And that's the beautiful part. I'm a mother of 5. And let me just show you 2 right here. Look who down here. Look who down there. Look who down there. You see that? That's Hero. And he like, hey, I'm in my mama's office too. And I saw your cat. So your daughter can walk through the whole episode. She can come on and she probably gets some more teens and millennials to tune in more versus all this stuff I be doing with a turtleneck on. They be like, no, we want to see her. Turn the camera. We want to learn more from her anyway. Y'all, we're going to have a great time here on Freestyle Friday. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Elise, no more fussing over there. Tell her she can pull up a chair. All right. We'll be right back, everybody, right after this break.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
Everyone, we're back and we are talking with some of our Freestyle Friday experts today. We're going to kick things off. Let's go with you, Camille, first and get started with what you're going to be sharing with us. First of all, let people know a little bit about you and who you are, why you kind of became the vision expert here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I know why I chose you to do that, but I want them to hear from you for a little bit. Let's go.
Absolutely. So hello, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Camille Richardson. I am a motivational speaker, published author, and also a DEI expert. I'm the founder and CEO of IC Technologies, where we work with people, companies, and organizations and teach them how to create an inclusive culture for all diverse groups. So today, and I'm also born totally blind. So I'm totally blind from birth. That's how I became the vision expert here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you so much, Kim, for having me as one of your experts. And I've been doing this now for probably, I don't know, a year or 2.
Yes.
It's been a minute. I'm so grateful. So today, I'm going to talk about how you can create a clearer vision by honoring the power of the pause. So many times as entrepreneurs, as mothers, as even just busy people in general, we pride ourselves on being able to burn the candle at both ends, right? So we feel like if we are sitting still, then we're not being productive. And there's always so much to do. We feel like there's so little time to get it done. And we'll find ourselves after a while feeling like we are totally burned out. The candle is being burned again at both ends. And we just feel like we start to lose our focus. And I'm here to let you know that it is okay to just sit still sometimes, just take a pause. I know I'm very guilty of that. I am the type, and I used to feel like if I'm not doing 15 things, then I'm not doing anything. And I felt like I just had to be doing something. Sitting still was just not an option for me. But I learned also over the years that it's okay to just take out that time to take a deep breath.
That's right.
To really gather your thoughts and to sort out your vision. Because that grind culture is going to grind us into bits if we allow it to, you know? So I think that if you are able to just be still and just take a deep breath and just meditate, even in the morning, just take a couple of minutes or even a whole day to just really honor who you are and honor your vision.
That's good.
Then you'll be able to really see it through the way it's supposed to be. For me, I know I made it a rule that I will work Monday through Saturday, and soon I'm going to get rid of Saturdays too, but I will work those days, but on Sunday, I don't do anything. Like I literally will just sit there and I will watch my shows, or I will just sit there and do nothing at all, or something that I want to do that honors me, whatever that is. I'm going to do it, even if it's just painting my nails or sitting in the silence, just enjoying myself. I'm going to do something that has nothing to do with my work, because
that's really good.
You'll just find yourself getting so caught up that you don't take time for yourself. And just being able to honor that pause is just as important as making sure that you're eating healthy, making sure that you're getting a lot of the physical activity that you need. Sitting still is just as important. That's part of the self-care routine, is honoring the fact that we all need to pause and take a breath and regroup. So that's what my Sundays are used for now. It is a day to completely regroup, to unwind, I don't even think about what the next day is going to bring, because we don't know. So
that's right.
I create that agenda on Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday I do nothing. So I know I've been talking a lot. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, first of all, that lot of talking is some very beneficial talking. And I am super happy that we are starting with you today to hear those important tips. I'm going to put it back for a minute for everybody just at a regular view. And I want anybody in the virtual studio audience, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, and even us on the panel, if you want to unmute yourself and say something. I know I can say personally that I love everything that you just shared, and how we have to take that time for ourselves to wind down. Whoosh.
Yes.
Deep breathe.
Wow.
Pause, and then push play again if you have to. But if you don't have that pause moment, then you can't help but burn out. It's inevitable. And other people can see that burnout is happening, but we're in the picture frame, and sometimes we don't see ourselves. Go ahead, Rita.
So, and research shows, so I'm a self-proclaimed science nerd, so I can back up everything that I.
Uh-oh, is it just me?
I think you froze. Something happened, Rita. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Brain into that calming, resting, digesting mode. So the power of the pause is so powerful. And Camille, I'm so glad you shared that. It only takes 30 seconds. So what is that? Just 2, 3, 4 deep breaths and just a moment to sort of sit in your space. I mean, it's 30 seconds and stress level drops. Then you can go play again, right? But remember your pauses.
30-second pause. That's from our simple self-care expert saying, you know what, Rita, it would be great if you could, because what is 30 seconds? 30 seconds is everything. If you're stressed out, if you're in burnout mode, if you need a pause, but your body's telling you that you need a pause, but you won't respond to your body by taking the pause. So can you, by chance, for 30 seconds, just show us what that looks like? And I'm going to put you over for a second. I'll come right back to you, Camille. Give me a second. Because all of you again are tying into each other today. So,
all right. So time is for 30
tips.
seconds. So I want everybody listening just to sit comfortable in your chair and put your feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Take a big breath in and blow all the way out. Another big breath in. Now this time when you exhale, imagine all the stress and tension from your shoulders and arms just sliding down off your body into the floor. Big breath in. And let that tension just go. One more big breath in. All the way out. And I believe that's about 30 seconds. That's all it takes, the minimum. Yes, I have a cat too.
The cat can be a part. The beautiful daughter back there can be a part. Everybody can be a part.
Even the cat breathed.
Yeah, I heard the cat
you
breathing.
decided, mom's calm. I'm going to sit on her lap, aren't you?
And when we're calm, guess what? Look at this again.
Wow.
He's knocked out. He's like just laying there like,
That's
my
awesome.
mom is happy and peaceful. I'm happy and peaceful.
And one thing that you did say, Kim, about your body response to the calm, you have to make sure that you are taking that time to put your body in that mode, because your body also responds to the stress. And sometimes we get so used to our body being in fight or flight mode that we don't even notice when we need to take out time to focus on our physical, on our body. And it can result into things that are detrimental to us. So we want to get ahead of that and make sure that we are doing everything we can to relieve the stress, to honor that pause and honor ourself holistically.
That's right. Well, good. I'm glad that you're saying this. And I see you, Kathy, saying these are great tips. I'm so glad that you're in the virtual studio audience. Make sure you share it with your friends as well. And the struggle is real, Dr. Tina Ramsey. Yes, it is. Hello to you as well. To everyone that's tuning in, and definitely those that are watching with CTR Media Network in multiple countries and stuff that you're seeing this, and those listening on iHeartRadio and all of the audio downloads. We're glad to have all of you that are a part of watching today's episode. Camille, these have been some wonderful tips that you've shared so far. Was there any other point that you wanted to make, especially regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion, which you're an expert in that area? How do you recommend that people include people that have differences in, for whatever the reason, wherever the reasons and differences come from?
Well, it is one thing to say that you have hired somebody who is from a diverse background, or you have somebody in your ad campaign for who's from a diverse background. But it's a whole nother thing to say that you've done that, and you've also provided the support that is necessary to allow them to be able to do their job successfully and give them the tools that they need so that they can be successful in the job that you give them. So I will say that whenever you are looking to either hire someone or include someone in one of your campaigns, make sure that you have the necessary supports in place, be that mentorship, be that someone else who is already well versed in that area as far as diversity is concerned, and to help provide the training and consultation surrounding it. So making sure that you have all those things in place so that you can not only say that you're working with someone from a diverse background, but you are also making sure that they are supported and they know that they belong there.
Okay. And do you have to have like a checks and balances where other people are holding you accountable to it, or just make it in your own mind that you're doing this? Because not everybody even has that mindset.
Well, yeah, of course, it's a little of both. There's definitely a checks and balances there, because even though you might not feel like you have the reason why your mindset is not there, because a lot of times we hold those unconscious biases in our mind. So we might not even think about the fact that, I've never met anybody who's blind. So you're automatically going on your assumptions of what a person who's blind can or cannot do. So that is the thing that you have to remove as well, is those unconscious biases and barriers that are holding you back in your mind that you might not even realize you have. And that's what I do. I help you unlock that and release it.
I love it. Okay, well, listen, we have enjoyed hearing from you. How can people stay connected with you, Camille?
So of course you can stay connected with me through, I didn't even have that up there, but we can put it in a private chat. My website, which is www.ictechinc.com.
It's there. We have it.
Yeah. Oh, ictechinc.com. Oh, there you go. And also info@ictechinc.com is how you get in contact with me. And there's also a book now if you want to book me as a speaker. So
all right,
that's how you contact me.
There you have it. It's Camille Richardson, and you can reach out to her at info@ictechinc.com. And let me also put up that Camille is an actual author, collaborating author of a best-selling book, The Right to Heal. And just so you know, tell them briefly as well about the authors in this book, because all of you all share one common thing.
Absolutely. So The Right to Heal features 8 beautiful, bold, blind women of color. And we share our story of sight loss and the vision we've gained through the journey. And we are going on book signing journeys right now. Our next one is going to be in Beaumont, Texas on February the 11th. So I'm super excited to be a part of this journey and share my story and share the stage with such beautiful women. So, and it was endorsed by Les Brown. Yay!
Yay! So that is huge. Anytime you get an endorsement from the Les Brown, legendary living leader, teaching us how to pull out the greatness in us and how all of us have a story, we are excited that he's endorsed the Right to Heal book. Get your copy on Amazon, or you can get it from Camille Richardson directly. Okay. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're going to move right along and go to our Rita Garto, our simple self-care expert. And she teaches us about anybody that's busy. If you're busy and you're stressed out, you're a woman or a man, from feeling crappy to overall happy. That's what you're going to learn from Rita Garto. So Rita, talk to us today and tell us what you have for us.
Well, Camille, thank you so much. Like, the power of the pause is just so huge. And, Camille touched on that, stress can be very detrimental to your health. I lost my mom, she was 75, to a massive heart attack. And I firmly believe that it was mostly from stress, because our lives were very stressful. So to give, to be relatable, and I'm very authentic, and I'm not afraid to make myself vulnerable and tell you like it is. So if you don't want to really know the answer to a question, don't ask me. I'm the adoptive mother of 2 toddlers. It was actually, we just celebrated our gotcha day, 14 years. It's been 14 years. So now my daughters are 15 and 17.
Get out of here. So I literally have seen them technically grow up.
Yep. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, 15 and a half, my youngest, oh Lord, if anybody, I will pay you to take her off my hands for the next 2.5 years. I love her, but it's just,
I think between you and Elise, y'all could do a swap. Between you and Elise, y'all could just be like, okay, we're going to at least do a play date, because these children right here, they in their own feelings around here. Oh my gosh.
So, going back to the sort of the science of stress, the 3 biggest emotional stressors are uncertainty, loss of control, and lack of information. So you think about the last 3 years, what we've been through. Uncertainty, loss of control, and lack of information. Okay. So when we are feeling stressed, and Camille touched on this, your brain will trigger what's called a stress response. That stress response has been with us since the beginning of time. That's how we've survived life and death situations. Mm-hmm. That's how we've survived immediate crises. When there's a wild animal coming at us, we get, danger, and stress response, adrenaline and cortisol flood our body, our heart rate goes up, our muscles tense up, we increase our oxygen, and we're ready to fight or run. Right. That is what a stress response is. Unfortunately, it has not evolved as we've evolved. So it's that primitive. It's a primitive response, and so we have no control over that. So when your brain isn't always really good at deciding whether something is life or death, or it's just being a snarky teenager that's being disrespectful, that gets the stress response going. So I think the first thing, if you can do, is recognize, I'm breathing a little faster, my heart is beating a little bit faster as well, I'm feeling a little anxious, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. It's like, okay, I'm for some reason my brain's triggered a stress response. Right. So how can I nip that in the bud? So that's where the power of the pause comes in. Is one of the many things that you can do. You're on a call with the customer, and they're less than happy, and they're being belligerent, and and again, your brain's going to trigger a stress response because you're feeling right. So that's good. So take that moment and realize, and also what happens, the blood flow shifts in your brain. So how many of you have actually said something in anger or when you feel threatened, and then later on you've gone, oh my gosh. Oh,
I shouldn't have said that. Right.
Right. So you literally, when you are having a stress response, you are not thinking clearly, because the blood flow is being shifted from your good decision maker, called prefrontal cortex, to your more primitive part of your brain, because it's a primitive life survival instinct that's happening. Right. So if the biggest part is if you can recognize, oh, okay, I just yelled at the cat or the dog. Okay, they didn't do anything. Let's take a step back. Am I feeling overwhelmed about something else? Let me just take a pause.
Right.
And take a few breaths. Now, the power of the pause is one thing, but there's also movement. So it's easy as like doing some shoulder rolls. Do them with me. Like you can deep breathe and shoulder rolls, right? So where do we hold a lot of tension when we get stressed out? Here.
Right here.
And that can lead to headaches and migraines. So do some movement. You don't even have to leave your desk. You can do stuff. Sometimes, I'll get up and I'll start dancing, have a dance party for one, or, I'll you can do knee lifts, like anything where you can just get some movement and blood flow moving. That will also bring down your stress level.
That is so good, Rita. Oh my gosh.
It's so simple. Oh my gosh. I don't have to go to the gym, or I don't have to change clothes or go to the gym, right? To do some shoulder rolls. Like I haven't gone to the, for some reason I can't get my hiney in the gym lately, but you know what I'll do? I'll do squats while I'm cleaning out the dishwasher, or I'll walk really slowly and very intentionally. Like I'm very purposeful, because those little tiny things are going to add up over time.
That's good. Okay.
Woo!
Listen, in the virtual studio audience, if you have questions, comments, thoughts, make sure that you go ahead and put those in there, and we will get them over here to Rita. If you have, like, for example, one thing, Rita, I have here in my office is this. It's like a unicycle thing where you could just get on there if I'm having a meeting. And some days I'm in the office for a long time. I've lost 14 pounds. So I'll just hop on here and I'll have my meeting, and I'm literally just exercising and I'm having the meeting. So I was like, that works, because then I'm able to keep my blood flow going, keep my energy level up, and it's just better. And so these are great tips that you're sharing, and I know that I implement them, and I'm sure many of you all do too. Listen, if you on the panel have anything you want to say, feel free to do so as well. Anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts?
I just love how, like you said earlier, everything is just tying together so neatly in a bow. Because like you said, our brains just get so hung up in that loop of stress and anxiety and things of that nature. We don't even realize what's happening to our body. And I'm with you, Rita. I was taking care of my mom as she was sick. And then after she passed away, I did not realize how haywire my body had gone.
Yeah.
So you have to find ways.
And I can list off, we're talking cancer, because one of the things when we do have a stress response is our body diverts the energy to things that are really important in this moment. So your immune system's shut off, your digestive tract is shut off, your healing, your growth, tissue repair, all of that is just shut off.
Yes.
So if you wonder why you're really stressed and you've got lots of gas, and I don't mean to get too personal, or diarrhea or constipation, or you're eating everything in sight, or you're not eating at all, that's a side effect of stress overload.
That's good.
Cancer, autoimmune diseases, if you get colds a lot, like I said, I lost my mom. And then, so that left my 81-year-old dad at the time 3,000 miles away, and I became his caregiver. So over the next year, I made 6 trips to the West Coast. If you've ever traveled to the West Coast, it's not a straight line. You got to take a gazillion.
No, it's not.
No.
So I ended up rupturing a disc in my neck, and then I had to have neck surgery. So I suffered from my stress overload because I wasn't taking care of myself either. So I teach all this stuff because I'm still working on dealing with my stress. Remember I said I have 2 teenagers? So, like I said, struggle is real. So I probably talked enough too.
But no, this has been, the struggle is real, and you've shared some significant tips and pointers. How do you all care for yourself? What's a self-care tip that you do, a technique that you use at home? Maybe it's something that you can share, and Rita can talk about it some here as well throughout the rest of the broadcast. She'll chime back in, but put your self-care method, and even here on the panel, anybody, what do you do for self-care?
I Love to watch mindless TV. I can't even lie to you. I love to watch my cooking competition shows, my singing competition shows, and just anything to just take my mind off of work or anything that's stressing me out, and also just hanging out with my really good friends and just laughing. That's what I love to do as well. Laughter is really good for the soul, and Lord knows my friends and family make me laugh hard.
That is
That's
awesome.
good. That's good. Well,
So,
that's
and just one last point, Kim, if I may,
yes.
and I'm going to throw us women under the bus, because we feel like we can do everything, right? So I strongly encourage all of you, and men included, pick one thing to slide into your day, because you know what? You're setting yourself up for success. Instead of picking 5 or 10 things to do, like today I'm going to stop for 30 seconds and I'm going to take some deep breaths. And while I'm deep breathing, I'm going to wiggle my toes. Yay,
Right.
you did it, right? Right? So pick one thing, and then you can move on as time goes on and build on that success. But for goodness sakes, just pick one thing.
And you know what, Rita, even though we're talking about self-care, one thing is a book it's by Gary Keller, and I've read that book several times. I don't get any credit for me saying this. Maybe Gary Keller, you can definitely do a promo.
I've read it too. Yeah.
But anyway, in that book, it's talking from a business perspective too, about how important it is to have one thing that you're focusing on. And then it does like a domino effect where other things start to kind of like topple, because then you're able to build upon that one thing that you focused on really well and did in an excellent manner. Then everything else built upon that. I see you, Mackenzie. You say that you deep breathe. That's how you take care of yourself. Yay. And showering. She's a mom of a toddler, so she takes a shower. That's self-care for her. Sleeping is
absolutely.
Okay.
If I could also add too, for me, another thing that I'm doing for self-care is something totally out of my comfort zone that I believe is going to be fun. I'm about to start taking salsa dancing lessons.
I want to go with you.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, I want to salsa so bad. And we had a speaker come to our eWomen Network event. Well, it was one of our previous managing directors, and she does salsa. She's lost about 50 pounds teaching salsa. So, oh my gosh, yay!
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be fun, and it's my self-care. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna dance all my stress away.
Oh, please send me some video clips of you doing that so we can play it. And then also, I know for me, for self-care, I've been just going with my children, bowling, stuff that I wouldn't necessarily do, but it's fun for them, and it's definitely a stress reliever for me. And what else have we been doing? I love movies. And I don't know if you can tell, but I love books. I'm forever reading just a book and curling up in the bed and drinking a cup of tea and just sitting there and reading a book. And I have thousands. I literally probably have over 1,000 books. I can't read them all, but I will. I just buy them and I'm like, oh, this is a good point. And this one, highlight that. So I love reading and watching shows that I DVR and go back and watch. And I love movies. Okay. All right.
Going on, y'all. As simple as like going outside, like when you feel frustrated or stuck, whether you've talked to a client, whether you've had, I don't know, something, you forgot to pay a bill and it's like, oh my gosh, I have the late fee. And you're like, oh, just go outside or look out the window and just, how many colors of green do you see? How many colors? Is the sky blue? Are the clouds white today? Are they gray? Is anything blooming this winter? Like just diversion, distracting. And there's so many little simple things. And we just do, I say this, the struggle is real. The solution is simple. We just actually have to do it. So,
but this is good. Okay. I see you saying bathing, reading, and traveling. Sandra said going to the movies is taking my time chewing my food. That's a good self-care tip. And then spending quality time with my children. Dr. Connie Green, who also has a show, Wisdom Tips with Dr. Connie Green. This is not Connie. That's why I need my glasses. This is actually my aunt, Jenny. I don't gave a whole, that's why I need these reading glasses, but they have a glare on them anyway. I know exactly what you all are talking about. I have been there. This is my Aunt Jenny. Hey, Aunt Jenny, how you doing? Glad to have you. I call her a whole different person without my glasses. All right. Listen, stay connected with Rita Garnto. How can they do that, Rita?
It's Rita at simpleselfcare.net. You can check out my website, simpleselfcare.net. I do self-care workshops with essential oils and make salt and sugar scrubs. I do all kinds of stuff. I speak, I do workshops, lunch and learns, blah, blah, blah. I have a book, all that good stuff. So just check it out or just reach out and start a conversation. And if you are looking for self-care tips, if you text the word chocolates to 704-741-1881, you will every Tuesday morning receive a self-care tip from me and a goal for the week or a mission for the week with your self-care.
Text chocolates to 704-741-1881.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. And then I have another image here I want to pop up real quick for you. And that is this image here is this your book cover?
Yes, it is. And this was actually written before the pandemic. So I'm planning on writing one post-COVID. It's available on Amazon. You can also go to my website and there's a link under book. So,
all right. Simple Self-Care Saved Me. Superpowers are included in here by Rita K. Garnto. So make sure you all get a copy. Okay, listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And Rita, those were outstanding tips. I see more comments coming in, but we have to take a quick commercial break and come back with our special guest, Elise A. Wiggins. So we'll be right back, everyone. And let's get you ready. Elise, you ready for this? All right. We'll be right back with Elise Wiggins right after this commercial break, everybody.
I have peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment or home or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
All right, everyone, we are back and we have been talking with our Freestyle Friday experts today who are dropping some serious knowledge. We also right now have a very special guest, which is Elise A. Wiggins. And I have some images from you, but I want to go to your bio most importantly and share something about you. I know that you're going to be talking today about how people can overcome burnout as women. And so I want to make sure, go ahead and get started because I want to give people a chance to not miss a moment of what you're saying.
Okay, so just go. Okay, so here it is. I'm Elise Wiggins. And last year, this time, I was burned out and I did not know it. So I was actually journaling every day because journaling is one of my tips, right? And also going on morning walks, but going back. So I was on a break from a doctorate program. I am a doctorate student at Felician University. I study counseling psychology. And I was also an extern. I was counseling at a college center, actually Queens College, where I graduated from. So mind you, it's an honor to go back home and now work there, right?
Absolutely. Well, here, let me do this too, because I have your bio pulled up and I want to make sure I share this before you speak. Elise A. Wiggins is a multi-dimensional powerhouse TEDx speaker. She's a self-published author, a coach, a philanthropist, and a mom of two. In 2015, she incorporated Elise LLC, a coaching, speaking, and writing company. Then in 2018, she incorporated Communities Promoting Reading, CPR. Oh my gosh, we need that. A nonprofit organization that supports low-income adult students. Throughout her career, Elise's work has been dedicated to promoting self-awareness and self-improvement. I'm so glad to have you here today, Elise A. Wiggins. Okay, now talk to us. You experienced your own burnout, man.
Right. So this is it. So it's January. Now let's talk about what happened prior to January. My children were both being bullied in school. They were like, you know what? We're not going to be bullied. We're going to fight back. So now I have a 17-year-old and a 12-year-old, a daughter and a son. You saw my daughter. And so they're both in school fighting every day. Mind you, I'm in a doctorate program, and I'm being told by my professors, only focus on your dissertation. Don't worry about anything else. I lose my unemployment. Don't focus on anything else but your dissertation. I lose my car in a storm right in front of my house. The car just kind of like, whatever, it swims away. You can't focus on anything else but your dissertation. So from September to December, school was my focus. My children were in disarray. My finances were in disarray. Now, mind you, I finished the semester with a 3.8 GPA, right?
Right.
So kudos, accomplishments. Yay, I'm smart, but I was broke. So I'm also running my business. So I can't even interact with clients because grateful for my doctoral training. If you are in a session with a client and the client is talking and you're like, who cares? Stop the session. You don't have any empathy left and you really can't do this. So don't be right. And don't do it. This is where I was. But the problem was I did not know I was burned out. How is it that I'm a doctoral student and I'm studying anxiety, depression, PTSD? I'm actually counseling college students and I don't know that I myself am burned out. Let's start there, right? Okay.
That's huge.
So now I'm reaching out to people that I trust and I care about. And I'm like, I can't get out the bed. I don't want to get out the bed. Mm-hmm. My children are chefs. They know how to make full course meals. Why? Because mommy is tapped out for days, right? Oh, Elise, you got to get yourself together. You got to get up. No, because you got to do this. No, you can't do that. Oh, you got to be strong. And I felt like when I was reaching out for help, people were making me feel worse. And
how so? Because this is important for people that are tuning in to know, because technically you're like my guest at this moment.
Yes,
so I'm going to
ma'am.
ask you a couple of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that when we reach out to people that we trust, we love, we want to let them know, we want them to we want to involve them into our world and let them know that we need them at this critical juncture of our lives. How do we get them to see the kind of help that we need them to see in your case?
So I want to say that, let me answer the first question. How do they hurt us? I believe that it's not always intentional. Sometimes people really don't like to see you down or sad or bad. So for example, with my family, there's no such thing as being depressed or sad. That makes you weak. You have to always be strong 24/7. There's no pause. A pause is a sign of weakness, right? So when I realized that no matter how much I'm communicating that, yes, I am strong, I'm every woman, it's all in me, Elise needs a pause, they can't understand that. So I stopped communicating to people who couldn't understand. Right? Now, that's how they hurt you, because they're not used to seeing you having this down, pause, stop moment. So to them, it's a sign of you gave up. You're not as strong as you are supposed to be, or whatever, moving forward. So now I'm talking to other moms in my doctorate program, and all of us are burned out. I'm like, wait, I thought I was the only one. I was embarrassed. So I'm kind of shying away from the group text because something must be wrong with me, because I'm smart. I'm not supposed to feel like this. And I don't even know why I feel like this, right? Okay. So when I noticed it wasn't just moms in a doctorate program, and mind you, this is what my dissertation was on. My dissertation was studying student parents. Because who am I? A student parent. So what I started to find was there were so many stories of women all over the world. You'll see them post on Instagram. This is it. I'm tired. I can't take it. And people will comment under the post, just kill yourself. Go do it. And then days later, I remember seeing so many stories where there were mothers who were either committing suicide or they were killing their children. Right. And as I'm in my depressed state and I'm writing every day, today's good day, today's a bad day. I love my children. I can't stand my children. I love myself. I'm being completely honest with Elise.
Right. In your own journaling private moment.
In my own thing. And what I came to realize is that, okay, Elise, there was a mother who committed suicide in Coney Island. No, excuse me. She killed her children. And that was kind of like my Like, okay, you're either going to keep studying and research this, or you're going to do something about this. So this is where Reawaken Your Light comes from.
Okay.
Because, you know, so in the beginning, let's talk about that. I'm thinking I could save the world. So I get some summer interns, and I'm so grateful for my summer interns. Shout out to New York City Summer Youth Employment Program.
Right.
One of my interns say, I know you want to save everybody, but you need a niche. You need just a small population, a corner of the earth that you can touch. Okay. I was always told, who can you help? You help yourself. So I have to help people like me. I have to help other moms who are burned out. Okay, wait a minute, Elise. It's not moms that's just burned out. Both of Camille and Rita said it. Being a caretaker, caring for someone else can burn you out. So now I'm like, okay, my niche is moms and caregivers. And next thing you know, it just exploded. I just started doing weekly groups and I started listening. So in the beginning, I'm thinking I have the curriculum because I went through this. So I know what it's like. No, I don't. I know what my experience is like. So what I did is I had like a weekly session. And I would just listen because I started to learn that I couldn't create content that spoke to me. I had to speak to what they were saying. And the stories that I was hearing, I'm speaking to moms of adult children. They're trying to balance, you know, how you're not under 18 anymore, but technically you're grown, but you're not. How do we do this? I was talking to moms who either were suicidal, who children were I mean, when I tell you the stories that I started to hear was like, oh my gosh, right? But then the holidays came and we slowed down. And as a matter of fact, I will be on tomorrow. I'll share that information, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guess what I do now? I just get on and I listen. I don't get on and I don't talk anymore. I'm Elise Wiggins. Why am I here? Why did you come to hear me speak? And I get on mute and everybody just goes around and they say what they say. And I'm just like, wow, it's a blessing that, again, my depression, my burnout turned into me being a voice for so many people who thought that they, like me, they were ashamed. I'm the only one going through this. No, we're all going through this collectively. So we have to help each other collectively.
That is so good that God gave you that vision to take it beyond your dissertation and to put it out to the world so that other people can have some hope is what I actually feel you're providing. I believe that God is using you to minister to the needs and the hope of those that are possibly even hopeless and don't know what to hang their hats on.
So let me say this, speaking of God, right? Because God definitely is the head of my life. I'm not perfect. Only Jesus Christ is perfect, but I strive to be there every day, right? Okay. So let's back up. In September of 2021, the semester prior to the burnout, I was getting my calendar together with my classes, my assignments, because I'm like really organized and I got it going on. And as I was preparing my schedule for the fall 2021 semester, I heard the Holy Spirit say, it's going to look like what you're doing is not working.
Wow.
Shut up. And then calamity hit. And I'm like, wait, God, I'm a good person. Wait, I'm doing the right thing. And then I think about stories about Samuel. So many people in the Bible where it's like, wait, what is he doing with that woman? He's not supposed to be with her. Yes, he is. That's God's plan. So just because it doesn't look like what we expect, going back to the family and friends who've always seen Elise be successful, Elise, accomplish this, Elise be the first to do that. They weren't used to seeing Elise fail. And I understand now that failure was all a part of God's plan. He confound, what is it? The foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So now it's to the point where, listen, going back to what you both were saying, I have to get up every morning and I have to get out the house. Right. Either before my children wake up, before I interact with them. So that's my routine. I have to go on a walk. And I look at the trees. I look at the diversity. Right now, the trees, in a couple of months, they won't be. And I also call it a gratitude walk. So similar to you, when you say you're sitting and doing your meetings and you're exercising, as I'm taking care of myself, I'm talking to God. God, thank you. You woke me up. You gave me another day. I'm alive. My children are safe. Or everything else is secondary because, and I was explaining this to my daughter yesterday, When you wake up every day and you're able to make your own decisions, your mind is functioning, that's the blessing right there. Whatever happens after that, you can deal with it because you can make a decision. You can make a choice because you're in your right state of mind.
Wow. Listen, you talk in your guide about, and there's a guide that you actually have that's available for people to get.
Yes, I'm giving it to your audience today.
Okay, go ahead. What did you say?
No, your audience can have it. I would love for them to have the burnout guide.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is an incredible guide, Reawaken Your Light, and it's a manual to help moms with burnout. And I was looking through this guide. How do they get a copy of the guide?
So what you can do is you can go to Reawaken Your Light and you can download the copy of it. So it's a free PDF. And I created the guide to say, because the first thing is, and Rita, she said this, you have to identify, this is what's going on with me. And if you don't identify it, you don't know that there's something that needs to be changed. So after you've identified that I am experiencing burnout, go to the guide. And the guide is saying, these are the things that you're dealing with. But what I'm doing is I'm telling you to create your own strategies.
That's
because
right.
What works for me may not work for you. And this is what counseling has taught me. I'm not the expert. Even though I'm studying to get a doctorate degree, I know nothing about you. You're the expert. I'm just coming in, pulling out things that I see. Okay, you said this 3 times. That must mean something, right? So I'm grateful that God has humbled me to say, yes, I put you in this position, but understand you're a servant. You're not in control. So I'm a servant, like leader, counselor.
I love that theory, and that's definitely a twin theory that I share and I talk about in my book, Extreme Balance Makeover, as well, because no 2 households are alike. What works for one household may never work for yours. It may be disastrous for yours. So this resource that is available to you, Elise actually shares some of the signs to look for to determine if you're burnt out. So will you share a couple of those quick tips too?
So I'm going to do it from the teacher in me, the 3 different perspectives. Biological is similar to, what both Rita and Camille were saying. What are you eating? How are you eating? How are you sleeping? Because I learned, for me, I will sleep more if I'm sad, right? It's either you're sleeping more or you're sleeping less. So we're looking at it biologically. What are you taking in? Why are you taking in? Are you eating because you're hungry? Are you eating emotionally? Right? How are you sleeping? So then we think about psychologically, and a lot of people probably won't get this. What's the first thought you have in the morning? When you wake up and you're conscious, and sometimes you're conscious, but your eyes are not open. You're still in that sleep. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm up. But you've already been up. What's the thought? Right? Yeah. And what happens is a lot of people suffer with automatic negative thoughts. So their mind is on auto all day. So that first thought just takes them something that happened when they was 8. This happened to me when I was 12. My dad, my mom, my sister, my cousin. And then this is how people have been operating. I believe it's a scripture. I don't know where it is, but it's capture every thought. What is the first thought you have in the morning? If you don't like the way your thoughts make your body feel, because it's true, you can have a stroke from thoughts. It almost happened to me. Change your thoughts. I'm not going to think that. Talk back to yourself.
No, you got to shake it. No,
I'm not going to think that.
Because I shoulders, like Rita said.
Right? And then the next thing is social. Now, this is so crucial because right now I live in New Jersey. I'm from New York. I left my entire family, everything. You know why? Because Elise needed a peace of mind. Elise needed to change. Who are you around? Who are you listening to? Are you around people that make you feel bad and you're around them? I just did a video about this where I'm saying respect over history. No, I know this person for so long, but every time you're around them, they disrespect you. They make you feel insecure. Now your body's tingling, you're tight, and you leave them feeling drained and frustrated. Yes. But that's my mother. That's my sister. That's my this. That's my that. They don't make you feel good. So they make you feel worse. So biologically, sleeping, eating, psychologically, what's the first thought you're having? What's your often reoccurring thought? So one of my thoughts for me was I was alone. And God has shown me that that's not true. Elise, you're in New Jersey by yourself. You don't have no family. You don't have no help. It's just you and the children. This is it. No. What was that thought? What's that thought? What's the thought that keeps kind of badgering you and bullying you? And then socially, who are the people in your neighborhood? Who are you around? If they don't make you feel good, I don't care if it's your family, stay away from them. And I'm not saying forever, but you're like a patient who just had open heart surgery. You need time to heal.
Yeah, you're in ICU if you just had open heart surgery, whether you want to be or not. So you have to protect who's coming in and out of that environment. That's some good stuff, Elise.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
wow,
Yes,
wow,
ma'am.
wow. Okay, listen, this has just been, first of all, incredible. How do they stay in touch with you, Elise?
Okay.
Wiggins, tell me.
So if you want to hear more from me, I have videos on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I was banned on Facebook and they totally shut me down. So I'm on TikTok, right? So but that's how I knew I was doing something good. I want to say one more thing to what Camille and both Rita were saying. What Camille was saying, the pause. Don't feel guilty for the pause. I know so many people who are like, I can't stop. It's like Bad Boy, can't stop, won't stop. No, stop. You cannot feel guilty for the pause. So Camille, thank you, because I just learned that last year that it was okay, that I had permission to pause.
That's
right.
Good.
And then Rita, when you said purposeful movement, going on the walks in the morning, right? Because sometimes I have to just get out. Like even if I miss the morning and I'm caught up, I'm like, all right, you got to get out the house, because sometimes I felt like I'm about to explode. And you're right, that 30 seconds can make a life or death decision. Right? I had a friend, I was counseling her, and she said something happened with one of her children. She said, I was thinking, should I kill him? And she said she looked over and she said, oh, let me do the dishes. That 30 seconds is so important. So
yes,
both pause and purposeful movement.
Wow. Y'all stay connected with Elise A. Wiggins, and you can go and follow her on all social media outlets at Reawaken Your Light. Listen to that. Reawaken Your Light. If it's been dimmed in any way, shape, or form, you can reawaken it by staying connected with Elise A. Wiggins. Elise, you've been phenomenal. If you would, give us one closing thought, and then I'm going to get a closing point from Camille and from Rita as well. Actually, you know what, Elise, I'll close out with you. So, Rita, if you could, give us a closing comment.
Something that Elise said is, you're not alone. That there are, it's finding the right support and the right people out there that you can share your story with. So you're not alone.
Absolutely. And I'm grateful you made that point again. Finding people out there, people that you can share your story with. All of us have a story. We all have people that want to be a part of our journey, and they just don't know how to connect with you. So you're not alone. You're not alone.
Those people who can connect might not look like us, right? They might, they might not have gray hair.
Yeah, you're frozen. I think you're frozen, but you're cute frozen. You got your hand back there like this, like, hey, I don't know how you do that with simple self-care, but you frozen in a cute way over there, Rita, for a second. But let's go to you, Camille, as well. What's your closing thought? It's muted. It's muted, Camille. So I know you have to unmute it. Hold on. Okay. No, it's still muted. One more time. Go ahead.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what happened. But anyway, one thing that stuck out to me that Elise said is that your thoughts determine your outcome. So whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're exactly right.
You're right.
So make sure that you marshal those thoughts and you master your thoughts, and you don't let them determine a negative outcome, because you're always entertaining negative thoughts. So
I love that point. Yes. If you think you are or you think you are not, you are right. That is a great point. And Elise, go ahead and share your closing comment with us as well.
So something that Rita said is the three things: uncertainty, loss of control, and lack of information, or maybe too much information and you don't know what to do with it. I feel like during these past 2 years, we've been collectively traumatized. And I think that we need to collectively heal. Be kind to someone today for no reason at all. A stranger, and then when you're nice to them, tell them to pass it on to someone else. You don't know, just smiling and being nice and being kind to someone, how that can just set across their whole day and their existence. Be kind to someone today on purpose.
Yeah, Rita said, I just disappeared. I know you froze, Rita, out there. You were frozen real cute. If you go back and look at the replay, you like this. So we love how you were frozen, but it kicked you out from that purpose. That's all. But we're so glad you were on today. At least, yes, be kind to a person for no reason at all, no strings attached, just because. Nice to be nice. Let's see if we can do that today. And over in the virtual studio audience, let's see if we get ready to close out here. Oh, Rita said, I just disappeared. I straight just disappeared, but when you were on here, you had some serious tips that you shared. And lots of comments have come in. Make sure you all share the broadcast with your friends, your family, your coworkers. And the only thing I was going to say to you all today is if you are interested in actually starting your own show from scratch, which I believe that all of us should have some type of show that helps broadcast your own business. If you're a motivational speaker, an author, you own a business, you're an entrepreneur, or you're just a person that's just an everyday hero type of thing where you go out in the community and you just want to share your story, reach out to me and let me know, and I will be happy to share with you how I can help you get started with your own show from scratch. Don't miss this opportunity, because I pour into you for 6 weeks on a one-on-one training to help you own your own content and have a show of your choice. So I love working with people to do that. And you can reach me right at kimjacobsconsulting.com or kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. That's today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, send some stars over there on Facebook. I think we just can do some stars now. Send some stars. It's been scrolling down at the below right here, telling you how you can also support and partner with the Kim Jacobs Show, which is on daily. And we'll see you next week, Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you, Elise and Camille. Stay backstage if you can. And I'll see you all in the studio audience on Monday. Have a great one. Wow. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.